to this day, I stay connected with fans around the
Shut
world
up.
that I've met at FanFest.
Shut up, dude. Yeah, welcome back. I'm a streamer. Whew. Dude, my hair is... Oh my god, this gets worse every day. Look at this. Look at that. And I'm still a little sick from like a week ago. How is that possible, huh? See me snorting like... Ugh. I got mucus running down my throat. Okay, I'm sorry, that was too much information. I'll make it up for you. Take a look at this. We have special guest, Tebow with us today. He's asleep. Or are you dead? I don't know. One or the other. Tebow didn't have a great morning because of the storms, and he's afraid of thunder. So, yeah, he's pooped now. Just stay up all night listening to the thunder, being scared and trying to find a room to hide in. I hate my hair. Look at that. It's just straight. You can't even tell on stream that it has any sort of texture to it because I just have to push it to the side. So instead, I'm just gonna make it come down like this. I'm gonna dye my hair like purple or something. Dye my hair red and become like Markiplier 2.0. Okay? Plan? Sound like a plan? Good. Alright, let's check this out.
Mehr als nur ein Sommerurlaub. Mehr als nur ein Ausflug. Es ist der
Ew,
Ort,
Germans!
an dem alle Gamer
Ew!
zusammenkommen, ihre Passion auszuleben.
Ich liebe an der Gamescom, dass ich dort die Möglichkeit habe, mich mit anderen Community-Members zu treffen, die ich vielleicht nur von den sozialen Netzwerken
That's
kenne,
really awesome.
aber natürlich auch Freundschaften zu pflegen,
I'm paying attention.
die sich über die Jahre aufgebaut haben und man auch nur relativ wenig Gelegenheit, sich auf einer persönlichen Basis zu treffen. Ich freue mich immer sehr, wenn neue Produkte vorgestellt werden und dass man natürlich neue Produkte
I took German, by the way, in college. I don't know a lot.
Mit Gamescom bin ich ganz stark Community. Ganz einfach, weil bei meiner ersten Gamescom 2014 habe ich so meine eigene Community.
What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was gonna watch my stream on my phone and check myself if the audio is good. Because I don't trust any of y'all who never say anything in chat. My dozens of viewers that are definitely watching and lurking right now.
Freunde tatsächlich kennengelernt, die ich immer noch sehr wertschätze.
Hallo, mein Name ist Paulina. Ich cosplaye.
My name is Paulina. I cosplay as Hello.
Gamescom, weil ich sehr viel Zeit mit meinen Freunden da verbringen kann, weil ich beim Xbox-Stand sehr viel Zeit verbringe und es liebe, mit den Menschen zu interagieren.
See, the audio sounds crappy, but that's just because she's speaking in a dumb room. Hi, Sunny TM. Hi, Sunny TM.
Auf der Bühne standen und einfach zusammen die Fans anschauen konnten und ich hoffe, dass wir das.
How was your day so far today? Sunny, there you are. Schnittgemüse.
Und dass sie alles verbindet, was Gaming ausmacht.
She needs some soundproofing. Hi, Corgi.
Das direkte Aufeinandertreffen der Entwickler mit den Fans, die auch Rede und Antwort stehen, all das macht diese Gamescom wirklich einzigartig.
Die Erinnerungen für mich an die Gamescom sind auf jeden Fall die Xbox-Events. Alleine das Xbox Fanfest oder das Xbox Open Doors Event, wo ich wahnsinnig viel Spaß hatte, wahnsinnig coole Leute kennengelernt habe. Und ich hoffe, dass ich das in den nächsten Jahren mal wieder erleben kann, weil es fehlt mir wirklich sehr.
Bla bla bla, ich bin bla bla bla.
Hey Leute, was die Gamescom für mich bedeutet, wollt ihr wissen? Also ich muss sagen, die Gamescom
This webcam sucks. Dude, every time I set this up, I'm in a different spot. It sucks.
Wo auch die Xbox-Fans als große Familie zusammenkommen, sich in die Arme nehmen, Freundschaften schließen und einfach gemeinsam Videospiele aus der ganzen Welt feiern.
Die Gamescom bedeutet für mich auf jeden Fall so eine Art Familientreffen. Es sind einfach so viele gleichgesinnte Leute da, die alle Bock auf neue Games haben, generell
Hi.
dem Gaming
Hi,
unterliegen.
hi, Blondie.
Und dass man die ganzen Leute trifft.
How are
die
you
Spiele
today?
testen kann. Die Community, die man eventuell so kennt.
I took.
Ein Riesentreffen
I
von
asked if I could come into work
Gleichgesinnten.
late today so I could
Alle
watch
was
this, so it
Gleiche
better
haben.
be worth
Das
my
finde ich ganz
while.
Hey, ich bin Roberta.
Hi,
Gamescom ist persönlich für
Roberta.
mich ein Event, auf das ich mich jedes Jahr freue. Ich war 2012 das erste Mal da und was soll ich sagen? Ich bin seitdem ein Dauergast geworden. Ich nehme jedes Jahr Urlaub, weil es einfach megamäßig Spaß macht, dahin zu fahren. Ob mit Freunden oder mit Bekannten oder generell neue Leute, die du da kennenlernst. Es macht mega Spaß, es ist immer ein Erlebnis.
Hey troopers, it's Gray from the 4th European, and I'm here to tell you
He's not German.
why I love Gamescom. Whether if you're into the newest tech, like the brand new Xbox, or the upcoming video game releases like the new Halo.
Yes, true.
Have some fun
Yes.
and cosplay like me. You're bound to find anything and everything that you love and want to do.
So,
all under one roof.
so
go
news
check it
about
out.
Halo Infinite here?
See you
Or?
there.
Oh,
Gamescom bedeutet für mich persönlich extrem viel. Es ist nicht nur ein Urlaub, es ist jedes Mal ein Riesenabenteuer. Jeder einzelne Messetag ist speziell und man weiß nie, was passiert. Ich habe
does
so
exclamation
viele
mark Discord work? I
lustige Dinge
forget.
erlebt
Sorry, I'm
und
just
möchte
gonna
keine
test my own
Sekunde
stream
davon
stuff
missen.
out. I'm not logged in on my own chat window. That's great.
Gamescom, als ich mit meinem Rollstuhlfahrer-Onkel, der ist jetzt schon über 60,
I forget what
da hab ich
commands I
mitgenommen
have on
und
Twitch
der war
now.
ganz begeistert von dem Xbox-Stand. Alles war ebenerdig.
Ach.
Die Anspielstationen waren breit genug für einen Rollstuhl. Das Team vor Ort war
Authenticator.
klasse. Total
Blah, blah, blah.
echt super geil.
Hi, ich bin Nicole, alias Nikki.
Oh my god, it's Cortana. She's real.
Das fängt mit den Games an.
She's real.
Schlut, übers Cosplayen und hinaus zu meinen Freunden. Gamescom
Discord.
ist für mich das Event im Jahr, wo ich die meisten
No! What the hell?
Cosplayer-Freunde
This sucks,
wiedertreffen kann.
dude.
Wir sind mittlerweile eine doch große Familie und ich freue mich jedes Mal darauf, sie wiederzusehen.
Where's my bot at? Oh, shit. Alright, stop. You gotta pay attention now. Holy sh... Oh my god, that's a lot of 18. It's like adult game heaven. It's the adult 18 plus mod for plane simulator. Watch cathedrals burn in real time. Oh, never mind. Get these out of here. I don't want to see that.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream.
We've got so
Hi.
many great game updates to share with you today. We're talking Age of Empires 4, Psychonauts 2, and my personal favorite, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Later on, we'll take an extended look at Forza Horizon 5. There's so much going into this, and Playground Games' vision of Mexico is muy, muy bonito.
And we'll be getting our first look at the cover car for the game, Paris. I got $5 on it being one of those electric scooters that you see piled up on
You know,
the
I do this every day. I do this like every time.
Yes, indeed. Our
Every
Xbox
gaming
Friends will
event.
also chat with devs and deep dive into current and upcoming games all week on Twitch.tv.
Master Chief Collection, but where's Infinite?
Let's get started with Techland and their upcoming zombie parkour sequel, Dying Light 2: Stay Human.
I got a hair in my mouth again. Jesus Christ. I do this every single gaming event stream. Jesus. I cannot think in my own head. I do this every single game event stream where I watch the streams and then they start the streams and I immediately remember I don't care that much about any of it.
We're hoping the gameplay video you're about to watch will give you a foretaste of parkour and combat systems waiting for you in the game.
And we are just about to enter the city, fighting our way through its brutal and dangerous streets. Though, as you will see in a moment, there are plenty of things you can use to your advantage. So watch closely, look for special combat and parkour moves, and check out how with just a bit of creativity you can combine the two. Ready? Let's go!
Sometimes I wonder what this city looked like before all this. Probably like many others. People had their ambitions, plans, lives. Now it's all gone. The virus started it, but it was the people who made the world the way it is. This city, Villador. They tell me they had a vision.
Soda and Bogos.
But soon, one vision broke into many different ones.
Hot. Got it.
Instead of fighting together, people stood against each other. War broke out.
Was it a little bird with a broken leg?
Hope died.
Looks pretty fun. Living in the city, I mean.
Each time we strike down an enemy, we absorb their strength.
But
No.
I can't let that happen. At least, not yet.
Nice lens flare. That guy's not gonna cushion your fall, dude. You see how bony he was?
Still some rats here.
I have to pick a side.
The bazaar needs good people. You're doing great so far.
Aw, thank you.
I have to make a difference.
Let's check and see.
Save them! Save them! Don't jump to your death.
Small gestures.
Jesters?
How about this series?
Ground pound? What? That's not how that works. In video games. In zombie games. That only works in Mario games.
Is all hope really gone? We'll see about that.
Well, that was
Jesus.
an exciting trip, wasn't it, Timo? Did you notice those bandits in medieval-like armor passing by skyscrapers, banks, and large billboards? That's what we call the
Billboards.
modern Dark Ages.
And it's a very unique design, one very important for the plot of Dying Light 2. But there's another thing that stood out to me, all those parkour moves that you and your team has put so much effort into.
Well, all you need is a few thousand of animations, cooperation with professional tracers, mock-up sessions, and invaluable help from David Bell.
Dude, I'm
whose skills and
tired.
moves player will see in the game, by the way.
No, yes, right. And we've got twice the number of parkour moves compared to the first game.
I don't know what they're
And we are
saying.
showing some of them
Parkour
in this
moves? What does that
trailer.
even mean?
The vault kicks being
Oh,
the most
parkour
important to
moves!
me
Oh, I got it
personally.
now. Okay.
Brings a whole new fighting style into the game. The
Thought he was
players
saying
can
park
stagger
removes.
enemies and use them to perform further attacks. For example, by rebounding from their bodies, jumping of them onto other foes, and so on.
It's not
We captured
racist.
the movement really well. And
It's
made
not.
it simple for the players to
Promise.
perform. I can't wait for them to try it out and tell for themselves how much they loved it.
It's definitely going to be useful.
Why'd they
The
hire like a
city's
professional?
buildings are higher than anything we
Why'd they
have
get like
done
a set
before,
design and like a professional camera crew to like film this? You can literally just tell us. It's just as boring.
Then it's good we scattered some helpers around, like a paraglider, which can support players in both parkouring and combat.
Exactly, and it's gonna do great, especially in fights against humans, which are more frequent and important than in Dying Light 1. It's been over 20 years since the events from the first game, so people adjusted. They are much bolder now, at least during the day.
And they are more vicious too.
And I think that's a great summary of this
Very
discussion.
visually interesting.
Pre-order Dying
It
Light
is
2
true.
and explore its vast
But they're
content
also
world on
European.
December 7th.
Just kidding. I don't.
Thank you.
What if that was your like office setup? You're like, hey, I'm going to my office. You just walk in. It's just stylized as a dilapidated building.
In the storied history of the franchise, Microsoft Flight Simulator launched on a home console with the release on Xbox Series X and S last month. Reviewers and gamers alike were blown away by how well the stunning visuals and the depth of the simulation translated to the console, and that's why I'm extremely honored to welcome the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator, York Newman, to the stream. York, thank you for being
York.
here. The last time we met was at the Xbox Game Showcase, and it was getting ready to come out on consoles. How did that go?
It went great. As you said, the reaction to the Xbox console launch was really just amazing. Both from Xbox gamers and from the press, they've been so gracious with their feedback. I don't know if you know, but Flight Simulator is one of the highest rated games on Xbox this year, which I think is just great validation that the translation of the simulation to the console has really worked well. Our usage numbers are through the roof. We are absolutely shattering franchise records, and I can tell you there have never been more people playing Flight Simulator than right now. So it's an awesome time.
That is awesome. Congratulations on the launch, really. But
all right.
Focus.
I want to go to the danger zone. So what's going on with Top Gun?
There's so much
Look,
going
guys,
on, Paris.
look, there's the stream.
I talked about Top Gun Maverick earlier. The fans are super excited.
This is how I
They saw the
react to
FAA.
streams.
They can't wait to start flying. And as you know, it comes out later this year as free DLC alongside the movie. But as the movie is still under wraps, so are we. So I can still not tell you that much about it. But there's so much else going on even before Maverick. So we are continuing to do our monthly big releases that we've been doing for a long time. And next month, on September 7th, we are launching World Update 6. And this World Update, I mean, at the
World
show,
Update.
Remember, there was a little red plane flying into Cologne. Well, we did that because World Update 6 updates that region, the region of Gamescom. So Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And what that means to us is we have new aerial and satellite images. We have a new elevation map that helps us with the mountains. So the Alps actually look awesome now. We have new 3D cities like Frankfurt and Wuppertal in Germany. We have Basel in Switzerland. We have Vienna and Graz in Austria, and those cities look just amazing.
What is
they have
that?
Like 7 centimeters resolution, and it's awesome. But we want to celebrate the entire region, so we picked 100 of the most scenic places, the most famous landmarks, and we call those POIs. And we sort of
It's such a cool looking game.
And,
I'm not a sim guy though, flight sim guy, but
Stuttgart in Germany and Klagenfurt in Austria.
It's pretty cool
and
looking.
in Switzerland, and what it ties it all together is missions. We're having new discovery flights. We have new landing challenges, and we have new sort of tours of the country. So they fly you around all the awesome looking places and really celebrate the beauty of this region of Earth. And this is a celebration of DACH, of Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. I'm so happy to be able to announce the date here at Gamescom.
You know, that is really incredible, all the different regions and everything that you're going to have in the game, and the way that you're going to be able to actually highlight those.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. But you know, for us, it's actually not just the region and the visuals. We talked a lot when you study aviation, when you love aviation like we do. You actually realize that a lot of regions of Earth have a very special relationship with flying, with aviation. Sometimes it's, you know, the first experiments with aircraft, or a famous pilot, or a feat of aviation, or like a local manufacturer. So we thought to ourselves, why do we not use these world updates to celebrate the planes? So we are announcing a new series. We call them local legends. And think about that as planes that are locally
celebrate
known,
the
like
planes,
region, but outside in the world not so much. But why not use the world updates to highlight this, to bring these awesome machines to a worldwide audience? So for World Update 6, we picked a German plane from the 1930s. It's called Junkers U-52. In Germany, it's lovingly named Tante U, so Aunt U.
It's called the Jew bomber or something. You horrible 1930s Germans.
Really go deep. So we're doing a full scan. We take full scans.
No, it's a passenger plane. All right, never mind. It's fine.
Which is as good as you can do this. And then we're working with, for the Junkers, we
thought they were just going to add like World War II German planes in for some reason.
Creator of the plane, Hugo Junkers, and he's helping us. He had a ton of insight and materials. Then we worked with an organization that is preserving one of the last surviving examples of the Junkers. So they
it's pretty cool looking, actually. I like that design.
And we were lucky that to find a pilot that actually flew one of those planes while it was still flying in the real world. And he lets us know, like, is the cockpit right and the sounds right? Does it feel right in the air?
What do you mean a pilot that actually flew that plane?
Experts to really bring these, to celebrate this plane.
Because that plane wouldn't exist. No one's taking.
Digital museum for aviation.
There weren't commercial aircraft back in the 30s. Oh, okay, well in the 30s there could have been, but I mean in the 40s, or the late 30s to the 40s, that was World War II. There weren't really commercial aircraft coming out of Germany. Pretty sure they took all pilots and sent them to war.
And they sort of see the tooth of time in the real world sort of nagging on their remaining planes, and they're so happy when we come in with our scanning equipment and we're basically capturing.
We found a Nazi-era pilot.
Preserve them in perpetuity, and we're actually giving those scans back to the museum so they can do something with it. And it's a great collaboration.
I want to see
not just looking back in the history of
Leonardo da Vinci's helicopter thing with the little corkscrew. You just fly that through the air.
And they're making
It's the sound of you pedaling to power it.
Air taxi for urban traffic. So
oh my God, they actually did.
Of the future,
Just kidding.
How these drone-type machines basically connect people in large cities. We're working directly with the engineering team to make sure that they're capturing their plane and their aircraft perfectly in the flight simulator, and that's coming out in November.
I mean, you weren't kidding when you're saying that there's a lot going on inside of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Is there anything else you want to share?
Yeah, there's one
Star
more
Wars
thing.
aircraft.
Yeah, I'm so happy to announce that we've partnered with RARA. That's the Reno Air Racing Association, and every year they put on something called the Steel National Championship Air Race, and we're bringing this to Flight Simulator. So this is the fastest motorsport. This is right down your alley. It's the fastest motorsport on Earth, and I actually brought you a little trailer to look at.
So race, speed. We go into the danger zone, baby. Let's go ahead and show that.
I don't like video games. It's not real time, that was sped up. Idiot. Oh, come on, dude. That sucks, dude. That sucks. You can't get a 5-second trailer. Shut up.
You know I like going fast, and you know I love being in the danger zone. When is this coming out?
Man, these planes, they fly 500 miles, faster than 500 miles an hour, 50 to 250 feet above the ground. So you are definitely going to be in the danger zone. I mean, without going into too much detail, this Reno Air Race is actually the largest expansion we have since we launched on Flight Simulator. It's not just because we scanned all the famous race planes of the world. There's lots of them. This is also the first time when you can basically race against your friends and pilots across the planet. And so a competitive multiplayer is coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that will definitely test your pilot skills. And you ask, when is it coming out? This is coming out this fall. So it's
competitive multiplayer.
Oh, that is fantastic. And you know I have the need for speed, so I can't wait to get my hands on this.
Can he say that? I don't think he can say that.
Awesome, man. We got you covered.
He didn't get the... He didn't buy the rights.
If going fast on the ground is more your speed, keep an eye out for an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 later on in the stream. We'll also talk with Wasteland 3's game director about the game's next big DLC. But first, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, we have some great news for you.
Undefined at Funny Jesterman. Hello, if you need real-time and high-quality service to increase your viewers, check realgood.com. Top streamers already use it. Do they? Got Ninja? Is Ninja buying viewers when he already has 800 million? Do I ban this guy? How do I ban this clown? His profile picture is a clown. I wasn't looking actually, so I didn't know what I kind of missed. Ow. Robot arm acquired. Open eyes, hold hands. Thundertown, Arc Trail, Midnight, Dodgeball Signals, Flint. That's a lot of games. I don't play video games, really.
They did it. They added even more games to Game Pass. But let's talk about what's coming up. We're talking Age of Empires 4, Game Pass director, and we're going to see what's next for Sea of Thieves.
I want to see Halo.
We've got a new roguelike retro shooter that
I want Halo.
sends you plundering through
It's dumb.
to defeat a mysterious eldritch terror.
Comes out this year, and you're not even making it exciting. I want to be a Halo fan, and you're making it worse. This PlayStation 1 graphics. Look at my colored hands. Bread, ketchup, mayo, mustard, ranch dressing. I wonder if I actually kind of hit a period in my life where I'm like, no new games actually interest me anymore. And then the only things I'm interested in are the games that already came out that I got interested in when I was during that period of my life that I was interested in games. And then after that I switched, and then I never get interested in any games outside of those franchises ever again.
Director of World's Edge, Adam Eisgreen, and Adam, I'm so excited to talk Age 4, of course, because you've brought something.
Or maybe the gaming market's just so oversaturated that I don't care anymore, and I've lost all joy.
Showing everyone kind of what age looks like from in the game.
This is depressing. I didn't mean to get all depressed.
And we've also shown a little bit
I like video games. Look at this. This is awesome.
We unveiled the 100 Years' War and showed Joan of Arc.
I'm making a video game.
In Age of Empires 4,
How can I say this about other people's video games? That's not nice.
See, you do this to me. You put me in suspense. I want to know more, so let's go with it. Let's hear more.
Okay, wait, you get 1 moment of suspense. Okay, that's enough. So what we brought today is we have these wonderful little videos that we've created that are interspersed amongst the campaign, and they're about 3 to 5 minutes each. And we have over an hour of them total, and they're called Hands-on Histories. And what they are is a great way to like deep dive on certain fun subjects from the cultures we're representing and just from medieval history.
Excellent. Well, I hear you've actually brought one of those segments that you're going to share.
While they kill each other for our entertainment.
Yes, I have. We are going to show you the segment on one of the most popular units from Age of Empires franchise and a fan favorite, the Trebuchet.
Excellent. Well, this I gotta see. Let's take a look.
A counterweight trebuchet was the king of all siege engines. A catapult capable of smashing down castle walls from great distances. At Warwick Castle in England, they built a replica.
They're destroying the castle.
Originating in 7th century China, by the 13th century, trebuchets had evolved into devastatingly powerful weapons.
Such a simple design, but so effective.
It has several key features. A pivoted arm with a weight at one end, and a sling to hold the projectile at the other.
Yeah, you actually run in the wheel to pass it.
The 6-ton weight is raised using tread wheels.
So this is one of the wheels, one of 2 that's attached to an axle, which
oily.
The counterweight, weighing 6 tons. It's based on muscle power alone. What's essential about launching a projectile as far as possible is making sure that this end of the arm is moving as fast as possible. So once that weight drops, it really sends this point of the arm moving at its highest velocity.
This was done by positioning the pivot close to the counterweight and by launching the projectile from a sling. When released, the sling whips round, vastly increasing the launch speed.
See, this is cool.
Trebuchets were carefully aimed, like modern guns.
order to weaken the castle walls or even breach them, you had to make sure that the projectiles hit the same spot every single time.
For each projectile to follow the same trajectory, they all had to be the same weight and shape. To achieve this, masons used a gauge.
Now I'm going to load
Gauge.
this projectile into the sling. Oh,
Is that a wooden one?
Weigh about 25 kilograms, but some projectiles can get up to 150 kilograms. That's the weight of 2 men.
2 men.
Trebuchets were also used to throw burning tar, beehives, even dead bodies. Anything to cause maximum distress to the enemy.
Put a GoPro on the ball. Not cool.
Do you hear that whoosh?
It was the counterweight trebuchet's lethal combination of power and accuracy that made it the ultimate medieval siege weapon.
Now that's cool. Screw video games. I like siege weapons in real life.
You know I'm going to say trebuchet. Don't care, because that is awesome and remarkably unique, something you don't see in games very often.
Yeah, so, you know, one of the things when we were looking at what we were going to do with Age of Empires 4, there's a phrase I'm really fond of, which is, history is only as interesting as the people who taught it to you. And you could say that about any subject, really, right? But I think the great thing is when you have someone that's so enthusiastic and passionate about history, it really comes across. And we wanted to be that kind of teacher for history. And there's a phrase called humanized history that I use to kind of describe what we tried to do, which is we tried to like connect past and present. And you can see that kind of in our briefings as well, where we've got like real stuff with like CG kind of overlaid to show you the history. And so for these, we really wanted to do that same thing. So ourselves and Relic partnered with this amazing group in the UK called Lion TV, and they've done production on an amazing amount of shows and documentaries for the BBC and won every award you can imagine for media.
The BBC.
And, they travel to all of these locations in all these different countries to meet with these subject matter experts and get all of this great footage on how things really worked and how things were made. And it's been delightful to kind of go through that process and, you know, get all these and finally start showing them to everyone.
I love it. Now, you also, of course, you've got a bunch, as you mentioned, of these hands-on history segments. Anything else that you can tell us fans about what we can expect, looking forward to? Any favorites you got coming up?
Oh, well, favorites. Oh, man. Well, I think my personal favorite is one called Medieval Surgery. Okay. And I'm going to let your imagination go with what we might show and what we might talk about in that one.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about them is that they go all over the place. So, you know, we've got ones on warfare and castle building and like how they kept flaming arrows from not going out once you shot them. And so...
What the hell? Where'd it go? Where'd the stream go? All went black. Hmm. It's not good enough. No. That pulls my whole thing down? What the hell, dude? That's enough weight that it falls? This sucks. Alright. Point down. Dog stream. Aw.
Chomping at the bit.
Oh, well, you know, October 28th, we are launching the game. You can go to ageofempires.com to learn more about the title. And if you're really, really excited, right now you can go onto the Microsoft Store or Steam, pre-order the game right now. And of course, we will be there day one, Xbox Game Pass for PC as well. So anyone that's on that can just grab the game and start playing. But
yes, I believe you are a part of something very special.
Yes, so Gamescom opening night live.
Yes.
11 a.m. Pacific time. There might be something Age of Empires related in there, so if you're a fan, you probably should tune in.
Oh, a bit of a tease from Mr. Ice Green.
Maybe.
And I like it very much. Adam, thank you so much for joining us here.
Always a pleasure, Kate.
Always a pleasure. Age of Empires 4 looks fantastic, so I cannot wait. October 28th, neither should you. Now, we have tons coming up here today, including a new update for State of Decay 2 and an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 with our friends at Playground Games. But now, let's catch up with Paris, who's gone from flying the skies in Microsoft Flight Sim to a different kind of cloud.
That's right, Kate. Xbox Cloud Gaming is already available on Windows PCs, mobile phones, and tablets. And now, it's coming to Xbox consoles. The future with cloud gaming sounds bright. No waiting to install, no running out of hard drive space, no waiting to patch, and no buying a new console just to play with your friends. See how the vision of cloud gaming will bring people together without barriers.
So when I think about cloud and when I think about gaming, those two things together to me really show you the future, where you can pick up something and you can play it anywhere and you could do it quickly.
What a boring way to look at the world. What are you thinking about? Oh, I'm thinking about gaming and the cloud and how it can make gaming epicer.
Phenomenal. This is pretty great. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
This actually looks so good.
Games are large, and you want to keep that you know you love on your.
Oh, look, there's the only Halo we're gonna see today, isn't it?
Able to discover the new ones right away. It's super exciting that for our Game Pass Ultimate members, they will get to experience Xbox Cloud Gaming on whatever console they have.
Cloud gaming is really about looking at how people play differently. I know me in particular, sometimes I just have 20 minutes.
It should be as easy as finding the game that you look for on your console and just jumping right in.
We're targeting 1080p at 60 frames per second.
What's crazy about this is like the latency. This is the kind of stuff you need with cloud gaming.
Oh, 60 frames? That's actually very smooth.
Why do they keep showing that dumb lawnmower game?
To get into cloud gaming feels like you're playing on console, right? You go, you find the game.
That game's not like funny, but I mean, like, it's not something that is your Xbox
any Xbox game on Game Pass.
Showcase game. Like, this game is 60 FPS. The latency is so low.
I can just wait for them to send me an invite.
Stop taking our indie games from us. Microsoft making them funded.
It's awesome.
Everything that Xbox is doing right now is just getting rid of the limits of having to be on a specific platform or a specific console. Play on PC and mobile, and now on Gen.
Yeah, Gen 8 consoles can play Gen 9 content. Isn't that so cool?
With cloud gaming, we have the ability, because you are connecting to consoles that are in our data centers, to allow Xbox One customers to play games that their hardware wouldn't have been able to play without it.
There's so much opportunity when it comes to thinking about how we can make content more readily available and let people play where they want to. Sign me up. I'm ready for cloud gaming. Let's do it. When's the release date? When does it release?
About that for a long time though, haven't they?
August 9th saw the release of the free optimized update for Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice on the Xbox Series S and X. With rich visuals thanks to the addition of ray tracing and improved materials alongside performance updates, this is the perfect opportunity to relive Senua's journey or experience it for the first time. And if you haven't played this, for a favor, grab a pair of headphones and immerse yourself into this world.
Agreed. Speaking of unique experiences on Game Pass, the Xbox Plays team will be taking a look at some ID at Xbox titles over the next few days, including 12 Minutes and
They're also talking with developers from Halo, the Master Chief Collection, Forza Horizon 5, and Destiny 2. So join the live Q&A to get your burning questions answered. You can catch all of those streams on twitch.tv/Xbox.
But Monday already happened. It's yesterday.
Our friends at Playground Games will give us an extended look at their monument to motoring in Mexico later on.
That never before seen areas of the game map, plus cars that have never been in the Forza franchise before. I've loved everything I've seen of Forza Horizon 5 so far, and I can't wait. Now, Kate, there's more games to check out, right?
Well, right you are, Paris. Let's talk Wasteland 3. Their new introduces us to a new cult. The Cult of the Holy Detonation.
What?
The holy detonation is life. Deep within Cheyenne Mountain, we've changed. Devolved into the mutations you see before you. Set on a righteous path. The holy detonation.
Whoa. Can't even. Gregorian chanting. Oh god. I want to have legs like that. It's kind of cool.
Join us.
The holy detonation. Lay it day one, PC count.
With new patches, bug fixes, and added features, like fine wine, Wasteland 3 just gets better with age. To really savor the game's bouquet, we're in exile game director David Rogers. David, thank you for joining us.
I'm super stoked to be here. Thanks.
So in the trailer, we saw that the DLC is coming out on October 5th, but we know, In Exile Wasteland 3, you guys have been working on this for a very long time. So can you kind of talk about that journey?
Yeah, our dev team has been working nonstop full tilt, trying to make Wasteland 3 the best version of itself it could be. Over the period it's released, we've added features, we've balanced, we've listened to the community, we've fixed bugs, added stability, and I really think that this version
Adding stability.
of the game, and if you've never played it before, now's an awesome time to jump in.
Well, congratulations on everything that you've been doing with Wasteland 3. Now, this DLC is called The Cult of the Holy Detonation. Now, talk about that a little bit. Tell me what's going to go into this DLC. What should we be excited about?
Right. Heard of Cheyenne Mountain, right?
Yes.
For those who haven't, Cheyenne Mountain is this top secret military complex buried deep in the heart of Cheyenne Mountain in the middle of Colorado. It's designed to outlast a nuclear winter. And so when you hit level 16, a friend calls you and says, hey, I need your help securing this secret military base and all the secrets within.
Slurp.
There, you find two warring cults battling over supremacy, trying to take control of the Holy Detonation, which is this pre-war science experiment that they worship as a god. And, these cultists are insane, they're muted, they've gone totally mad, and all they want to do is share the holy radiation with you and your entire ranger team. How generous!
Yeah, that sounds a lot cooler than some of the cults I may have joined in the past, but this is typical Wasteland fashion. We're really going to be able to get in there and make it work, right?
Right. So you and your ranger team insert yourself right smack dab in the middle of their holy war, which, wrong. And this is a Wasteland game, so you decide everything. Choice and consequence is our bread and butter. And so you decide who lives, who dies, who gets screwed over, who takes charge. You're deciding the fate of the cults, the Holy Detonation, Cheyenne Mountain, and ultimately all of Colorado. This is really your game to craft and mold.
That's awesome. So the last expansion was the Battle of Steeltown, right? You had giant robots and things like that. So, what are you going to do to actually top something like that from the last expansion?
Right. So we wanted returning players to find something that they could never find in another version or in previous versions of Wasteland. And so we built this as a Wasteland-style dungeon crawl. And in there, you find this awesome mix of mystery, exploration. You're meeting these crazy cultists who have been locked in the
Tumor door.
Time capsule.
Ew!
Some of the
Stand back.
boss battles we have ever been able
You
to
don't know
build
what
in
diseases that thing could have.
That's awesome. I want to get back to the crazy cultists, but talk to me about these big boss battles. I want to hear more about that.
Right. So we took the best parts of Wasteland combat, breathed new life into it with objective-based combat, which are basically super rad boss battles. It's no longer you're huddling in a corner, throwing down turrets, just going on murderous rampages. It's not about killing, it's about getting the job done. And so now, combat doesn't end until the mission is over. on proper combat missions. You're in there breaking into prisons, rescuing POWs. You're disrupting these high-tech cultist rituals. You are splitting your fire team and coordinating like you never have had to before. Like everyone on your team has a job, and I really think this is going to take old players who know their ranger team like the back of their hand.
Initiate Enforcer.
And really have to rethink how they go about combat and making it new, exciting, and challenging in a like mentally in a way we haven't been able to really do before with just straight up murder.
I'm following.
Now, Wasteland has a reputation for getting a little silly.
Right.
What are some of the weird characters we can expect in some of the story encounters we'll see?
I got this nightmare.
Yeah, with Cult of the Holy Detonation, we really got to cut our devs loose and just let them be creative and.
All right, this is my hair now.
And Exile's modus
I'm
operandi
alt.
is if we're like brainstorming and something makes us laugh, we just put it in the game. That's just how we do it, and we pick up the pieces
It's a good way to make video
something
games,
that
I think.
entertains us, and then we know if we're having fun, our fans are going to have fun along with us. And so we got to explore, like really letting you get deep into this like weird radiation cult and let you interact with them and talk with them. And tell stories and like maybe even join them.
Yeah.
And so like for instance, one of the characters you meet, one of the first cultists you meet, is this slathering beast. He's got like claws and fangs and spikes jutting out. And he's drooling. But
And he's voiced by Taika Waititi.
Hey guys, you should like come in here and like soak up some of these rads. It'll be great. Yeah. And he Sherpas you in and lets you meet the whole cult. And another one of my favorites is the Proteus.
Aw.
He's what you get if you took like 20 cultists and you like melted them into a big pile, kind of like I would do this with like a magnifying glass. I would like melt like army guys and like GI Joes into a big pile, and he's wet and sloppy and gross, and he's hard to understand, and he needs a translator.
Just like me.
But he's like your #1 fan, and getting to build like this totally out there, wild, extreme character was a ton of fun to write for. It's a ton of fun to like explore like what makes this cult tick, and he's an absolute blast. Hell, even some of the weapons that you find in Cheyenne Mountain, they're devolved cultists. Like there's one guy and he kind of
I can't do that.
This, like,
I can't do that with my hair. It's too
creature.
tickly.
Real,
It's
like,
itchy.
vibe about him. But we get to
I don't know how
these
people
fun
do
boxing
that.
themes that let us jackknife between
It's
sort of, like,
tickly,
dark
it's
and
ticklish.
serious and like goofy and funny, which is a line that Wasteland really loves to ride. Like, you know, a lot of really important stuff is at stake, but you know, the Wasteland's a pretty bizarre place.
Oh, I can imagine. Now, we talked before, you've been working on Wasteland 3 for a while. There's already expansions that are out there. But say I'm a new player. Say I'm watching this right now and I'm like, man, I want to get into Wasteland 3. What would you suggest for new players wanting to get into this?
And like I said at the top, like Wasteland is the best version of itself right now because of all the work we put into it over the past year. And so you can get the whole thing with the Colorado collection. That's the base game plus Cult of the Holy Detonation and Battle of Steeltown, all for a discount. Or if you have Game Pass, you already have Wasteland 3. Just download it and play it, and then you can get both expansions with the expansion pass.
That is awesome. Now, to kind of recap this a little bit, we've talked about, you know, spewing pegs and these
My hair.
characters and the cults and the boss battles and all these really cool things that are going to be in Wasteland 3.
All right, that's my hair.
But please remind everyone before we get out
Karen
of here,
haircut.
when can you pick up this DLC?
Right. This fashion, it comes out on October.
It's ticklish!
5th. We're really stoked.
That is awesome.
Help!
So this is the Cult of the Holy
Cult of the Holy
Detonation coming October 5th. David, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Barish. Appreciate it.
All right. In the 3 years since its launch, Sea of Thieves has played host to some incredible crossovers, including unique ship sets inspired by games like Battletoads, State of Decay, Halo, and more. Today, we're excited to announce a brand new special event that will award players an all-new ship as a part of the latest wild crossover heading to Sea of Thieves. Better yet, this event begins tomorrow. So get ready to make some mayhem, and let's get our first look at this very special ship.
What is that? Iron Man color scheme. Borderlands. That's...
Guten Tag,
Oh my god, he blew up.
Really cool to be a part of this all-digital Gamescom event. And we were thinking, what's the best way to kind of celebrate Gamescom and to be a part of this as Sea of Thieves? And so we're really excited to reveal that we're bringing the chipset,
It's a good
cool
post.
ship that's inspired by Borderlands, into Sea of Thieves, and we're giving all of our players a chance to earn it during kind of the Gamescom time period. So it's been really cool to work with the Borderlands team to bring this ship to life, and giving all of our players the chance to earn it as part of this live event that we've cunningly titled Mayhem. You might notice the link. So you can probably guess the kind of activities that are involved, but if you head to Larilla, the outposts in the Sea of Thieves world, she'll be able to fill you in on the details of what you need to go do to earn the ship set. So we hope everybody gets a chance to take part in this awesome time-limited event. So it starts today, and it runs through to September the 7th. So that's the time period you've got to get your hands on the Mayhem ship set. And I
No
think
thanks,
it
that's
for me.
okay.
So, as always, I will see you on the seas.
Blades Day 1.
Hope.
State of Decay.
It's always been a dangerous world in Trumbull Valley.
In Trump Valley? Come on, dude, not cool.
But now, it's hope that brings us back together. It reunites old friends. It builds new bonds. And in the face of a growing threat, hope is the greatest weapon we have.
Oh, they killed him. They ran him over. Zombie.
Welcome back to Trumbull Valley.
Trumbull.
Well, just like zombies themselves, it seems everything old is new again in State of Decay 2. And we have a guest to walk us through this Undead update. Please join me in welcoming Undead Labs Director of Communications, Wanda Russell. Hello, Wanda, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. It's great to be here, talk about the Homecoming update releasing on September 1st. We are very excited to get this into players' hands.
You are indeed. So let's talk about the Homecoming update. Obviously, we are coming back to Trumbull Valley. We were there for Heartland, the update, back in 2019. Talk to me about the differences, and I'll sit right here and listen, because you're adorable.
So Heartland is the story mode within the game, but it's a very linear, narrative-driven experience. You know, players couldn't move their communities there. So that's all changed with the Trumbull Valley map. It is the 5th core open world map. It's fully remastered, and it expands into 2 territories that were completely inaccessible in Heartland. So players can return to Trumbull Valley with their communities, start new communities there, and really start exploring everything that the new map has to offer.
So then, would Homecoming be a sequel then to Heartland?
Yeah, exactly right. So the events in Heartland kind of play out. You see what happens in Trumbull Valley. So we think of it as the 3rd part of our Trumbull saga that began with the original State of Decay game, continued into Heartland, and now we see what has happened since then and what storylines might be coming to a close. So there is a lot for players to discover. A lot of environmental storytelling.
Hey, the Ranger Stay, I remember that.
You know, things have changed. So this isn't the Trumbull Valley that players might remember. So that's going to be exciting.
My only experience with this game is watching,
You just have to have a juggernaut of
I think it was YouTuber Forge Labs back when he used to be called Mr. Pokephile. Had a second channel where he played State of Decay. That's the only time I've ever seen anyone play that game, and I really liked the game through those couple videos that he uploaded for some reason.
6 new bases, 2
I always
new
thought it was a
achievements
pretty
for
cool
achievement
game.
hunters.
Zombie game.
And on top of that, we are adding the game's 12th bounty pack. So that will be available from the bounty broker.
Just the concept of being able to like create
are some of the coolest
like a
weapons
base
I have
and
ever seen
recruit
go into
people
the
and
game.
stuff. I don't know how
Excited for people to find them.
Juggernaut amount of
in depth it
content,
was because I
don't
never
care who
played
is
it,
the
but
second
seems pretty fun.
That works out great. Well, let's talk about the State of Decay community because it's absolutely an integral part to this entire franchise. And State of Decay being on Xbox Game Pass, how has that impacted the community? How has that impacted the game? Talk to me about those.
It's been fantastic, and we have an amazing community. We love them so much. In fact, one of the reasons we're doing Trumbull Valley as a map is because it was one of the most requested features from the community, which also makes it very exciting for us to be able to say, we did it, you get it. And we have a major milestone that we're celebrating. State of Decay 2 has 10 million lifetime players.
10 million lifetime hang your hat on that. I absolutely love that. That is
Really grateful.
Incredible, amazing news. Congratulations to you and the entire team at
Thank
Undead
you.
Labs, man. Fantastic work. Well, speaking of Xbox Game Pass, let's give me the deets one more time when it comes to the update.
So the update releases September 1st. It's a free update for all State of Decay 2 owners, and it's included with Xbox Game Pass. Happy homecoming.
I love it. Thank you, Wonder, very much.
My pleasure.
Now we move from Trumbull Valley to the Lost Valley of Akria. This mystical location trades zombies with warrior clans, forgotten temples of long-dead god kings, and a healthy dose of hack and slash. All this awaits in Stray Blade.
Who's your little gremlin friend?
In Stray Blade, you discover the mystical lost valley of Akria, a world which ranges from overgrown temple ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. A game world that changes based on your victories and plenty of dudes to stab in blade-to-blade combat.
Doggy.
If that weren't enough, you even get a fuzzy little pal to help you out. Between the epic fights and this small guy,
He doesn't
there's
look too
clearly a lot
nice.
going on here. So let's hear more.
Your fuzzy
from
little
Point Blank
pal.
Games about Stray Blade.
Hello everybody, I'm Leonard Kausch, game director at Point Blank Games, and today I will show you Stray Blade.
He's in the video game. Save him.
Stray Blade is an action RPG
Beyblade.
rogue adventurer who's exploring
What's
the ancient
that?
valley of Akria with his companion,
Ugh.
a witty wolf named Boji.
A witty
Unveil the history
wolf?
of the Forgotten Valley, master the powers of the 3 Akrian metals.
Hey, they're all masked up. Good on them. Staying safe.
Is the how, as well as the why.
Combat and exploration are the 2 key elements of our game. Let's dive into the combat first. Our combat system merges strategic anticipation of enemy attacks with split-second blade-to-blade reactions. It is the high noon of skill-based melee weapon combat. To achieve that, we put our hearts into creating fluid, well-readable animations and epic cinematic finishers. You can choose from multiple weapon categories that can be combined to fit your playstyle. Now, let's take a look at the exploration. Akria's colorful world ranges from overgrown city ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. Together with your companion, explore the deepest corners of an ever-changing world bristling with adventure. Every discovery holds treasure. Find rare materials, recipes, weapons, lore pieces, and beautiful places. Change is part of your journey, where every victory impacts the world around you. When you die, time keeps moving forward. Enemies killed stay dead, new foes invade camps that you weakened, and when Boji revives you, only one thing is certain. The change you brought shapes what now awaits you. And of course, get ready for epic boss fights.
Epic boss fights.
We hope you enjoyed the first look at Stray Blade, which will be out next year. And keep an eye on our social media channels for more information.
Okay.
Next up, one of the most unique games finally comes to Xbox.
Yeah, unique. As in, my evil twin murdered 4 of my husbands because they secretly are in love with me. Unique.
In case that didn't tip you off, we're talking about Crusader Kings 3, the medieval grand strategy and role-playing game that has you trying to defend your royal line from those that would conquer your kingdom, and evil twins apparently.
Yeah, it's coming to Xbox as an adaptation.
Crusader Kings is fun.
Not a direct port, meaning that the UI and controls have been refined to bring that grand strategy experience to a controller.
Not to mention bringing the grand strategy experience to my comfy living room couch.
We'll all be ruling from our throne room soon enough. Check out Crusader Kings 3 now, coming to Xbox consoles.
Jesus.
My son, we must never forget the crimes committed against us. Your father.
I feel bad for the people who don't know what this game is and thinks it's going to be a cool first-person game. They're about to see a boring, slow map game.
He never understood that the greatest wars are won with weddings, not warriors. With daggers.
It's a fun game. I like it.
Swords.
I like a lot of Paradox interactive games. I'm a big strategy guy, I guess.
Measure success across the span of a single life. The real game is played across generations. You see, real strategy requires cunning.
Requires cunning. What? Cunning what? I'd say a real strategy requires cun. That a slur?
Crusader Kings 3 is wild. You really haven't lived until you've made an 8-year-old the King of England.
Well, it's nice to have hobbies. We've all gotten into some weird stuff this past year.
Weird like diving into people's brains and exploring their mental universes projected into a psychedelic 60s wonderland kind of weird?
Exactly that kind of weird, which means I am so excited.
Their background's all like Halo inspired. Their whole stage.
Really
It's not fair.
About Psychonauts, isn't it?
Straight up just like Halo UI.
Now, think about this. 2005, when Psychonauts originally came out, was a different time for gaming. Most of the biggest games that year, we're talking Resident Evil 4, Battlefield 2, Call of Duty 2. They were great
Halo
games,
2.
for sure. But they were all big, beefy
The year before, which was still the most popular game.
Psychonauts had humor, whimsy, and surprisingly heartfelt moments. It was an oasis of color and humanity in an era when games were increasingly turning grimy, dark, and combative.
Not to mention having some deceptively deep character moments.
That's why the original is considered a cult classic.
It has been a long time coming, and it is finally here. Enjoy this long-awaited launch trailer for Psychonauts.
Psychonauts.
Well, this shouldn't take too long.
I still don't like this art style. I say this every time I see this game. If the art style was different, I feel like maybe I'd be interested in this game.
My name is Raz, and I'm the new intern. And today is my first day on the job.
Get ready, Rasputin.
Did you forget everything I taught you about levitation, Rasputin?
I'm not supposed to check out equipment to interns.
You did what? Can't we just...
No. Quit picking on the new kid. We were all new once, in case you forgot.
I've got eyes on the target. And I've got eyes on me.
All I see is another unruly peasant.
Oh boy.
It wouldn't be the first time the Psychonauts underestimated Maligula's power.
Dr. Cortex? Too many names. I didn't read them all. Didn't see them fast enough.
Well, it's clear I could not be more excited for
Quirky,
Psychonauts
quirky
because I got
game.
me in that original game. We got
I'm
some
Richard
deep
Horvitz.
settling. If you know, you know. The meat circus level.
I just wanted to do something nice for the world, and instead I'm stuck here doing this.
And I cannot believe I'm doing the math on this one. 16 years ago, Tim Schafer and Lizette T-Tree Montgomery. I am definitely dating myself, but you all welcome from Double Fine Productions. Thank you so much for being here. Tim, can you believe it has been 16 years? I almost said 19 years.
Yeah, it feels like only yesterday, but it kind of was for Raz because the story picks up right where the first game left off. And even though it has been a lot of years, it's a game that matters a lot to us. We really love it here at Double Fine, and we know that a lot of fans, it meant a lot to them. And so we really want to be true to the spirit of the first game, which we were able to do because we brought back a lot of the same voice actors, and we also have a lot of people on the team here that worked on the first game, as well as bringing on a bunch of new people like Lisette.
Thank you. It was really important for us to carry the legacy forward, especially the cool style of Wonk that is very prevalent in the first game.
Style of Wonk. Just put it on a shirt. I'm in there for it. Let's roll it back a bit. Of course, this can be a kind of a trippy idea if you're not familiar. Psychonauts, they still jump into people's minds, I'm assuming, like the first game, right? So if a Psychonaut sort of dove into my brain, it would be like a lot of Ted Lasso quotes and French Bulldog memes. Am I correct, Tim?
Yeah, that's what's fun about a Psychonauts game is that all the levels are different, just like every person is different, based on their personality. If you could jump into someone's mind, what would it look like in there? What would be the color of the sky, and like who would the monsters be? And in Psychonauts, you get to do that because Raz has the power of astral projection. And when he goes in, he gets to fight those monsters and help people deal with their nightmares and wrestle with their inner demons.
Go into my wide
so there's a ton of
head.
variety, and there's a lot of anything goes. We can go to any location, we can have any art style, and coming up with new levels for the second game was really fun to do.
Well, I loved it from the first game, certainly. Let's talk a little bit about how that kind of concept expresses itself in the game world. I mean, Psychonauts 2 has got it all over the place, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really important for us to carry forward the unique brain worlds and unique levels from the first game and the unique style as well. So we really focused on how we could bring forward that style in Wonk and also bring in new levels and enemies.
Now, of course, it wouldn't be Psychonauts without new mental demons, and I'm sure it's happening in Psychonauts 2. What does this mean? Does it mean basically is that we're finally able to slap COVID anxiety in the face?
Well, I don't know if you get to slap anxiety in your face, but you definitely get to slap some panic attacks, and COVID definitely caused a lot of those. In addition to panic attacks, some of our old enemies have also come back. Our sensors are our favorites, and they're definitely here. And in addition to that, we also have our doubts and some new enemies. There's our lovely sensor. Also, some regrets, some flying regrets. There are a ranged enemy, and they definitely are challenging. Our doubts are our slow, sticky melee enemy. You're also seeing our enabler here. He energizes our whole combat troop. So we have a whole cast that you can battle and fight with.
Including the new Bad Mood.
Including the Bad Mood.
Which is...
It's an electric storm of feelings that you have to fight.
Now, for those who haven't played the original, available now on Xbox Game Pass, by the way, wink. Tim, why is Raz so good at rummaging through brains?
Raz he has some very special skills. He has two whole sets of skills, one being the acrobatic skills he learned growing up in the circus. He can balance on tightropes, jump on trampolines, swing on trapezes, and that helps him navigate and get around to all kinds of interesting places. But he also has this other side to his personality, which is that he's a powerful psychic. So he can levitate objects, he can use telekinesis and pyrokinesis. He has these powers which people might recognize from the first game, as well as 3 new powers for the second game. He has the ability to mentally connect thoughts together, and he can connect 2 thoughts and actually connect 2 thoughts together to solve puzzles and to navigate in this game. He has the power of time bubble, which is just change and slow down how things are moving by changing people's perception of time. And he also has the power of projection, which allows him to pull an archetype, a personality, out of his unconscious mind and bring it into the world that he's in, like a companion in battle or in puzzle solving.
But let's talk about the story for a second, because as the original Psychonauts, we saw Raz training to be part of an organization, and now perhaps he's part of a whole organization at this point. And are there other brain agents, other Psychonauts out there that maybe grew up in a completely different circus?
Yeah, we have a lot of new characters in this game.
We do. We have a lot of new characters in this game. As soon as Raz arrives on the headquarters, he immediately gets introduced to the interns. And the interns quickly tell him and show him how he fits into the organization.
The bottom.
They're right down at the bottom.
Yeah, so Ern is way back to the top again. He's no longer the coolest kid in summer camp. And much to his chagrin, his entire family, his entire embarrassing circus clothes wearing family comes to visit him in front of all his new friends. And so the interns find out that he's the awkward middle child of a circus family. Each one of them has their own quirks and foibles, and some of them are even psychic. And so a lot of their story gets told in this game, including their backstory and how it relates to the foundation of the Psychonauts themselves.
Well, I like that. And of course, as you might know already, I'm sold. But you, of course, already knew that. When can myself and the rest of the world exact some beefy, meaty revenge?
You can get back to the beef and play Psychonauts 2 on August 25th on Xbox Game Pass and PC.
There it is. Lizette, Tim from Double Fine, thank you so much. And you know what? Extend a huge congratulations to everyone at Double Fine on the launch of Psychonauts 2.
Thank you so much. We're very excited.
Thank you.
And you can catch more of Tim Schafer and ask him those burning questions about the newest game in the fan favorite
Good night.
franchise in our Xbox Play stream tomorrow. But first, we're going from cleaning out mental cobwebs to cleaning up alien planets in this supremely satisfying 4K 60 trailer for The Gunk.
The Gunk.
I don't like this weather. I'm pretty sure the ship's insurance won't cover alien storm damage. You have to be careful out there.
The Gunk's eating everything here.
Aw.
It's literally a paradise when the Gunk's gone.
Aw. Is it? Gunky.
Bex? Oh, please, Bex.
Laughing Man Studios.
We have talked about so many incredible games today, and it's hard to pick a favorite, but let me just say, it is so cool that State of Decay 2 is expanding Trumbull Valley. Come on. And hey, you know what? Great job on that Flight Sim interview.
Oh, thank you. I mean, talking to Jorg is always a blast.
Jorg.
Flight Sim is such a special game to me because, I mean, it's literally letting me travel the world. But I was staring daggers of jealousy watching you talk to Tim and Lizette over at Double Fine.
Well, I will say this, I understand, but you got to play Psychonauts 2 already, so I don't even want to hear it.
That's true, but it's not the same as talking to the creators. Just trust me when I tell you, be excited for Psychonauts 2.
I will say this as well, I am excited to see even more of Psychonauts 2 on our Xbox Plays streams.
Yes, don't forget, Xbox Plays will recap all the week's news throughout the week at twitch.tv/Xbox, so make sure to check that out. Before Kate and I let Playground Games take the wheel, let me just say that it has been our distinct pleasure to chat games and nerd out with everyone today.
Oh, it's hands down the best part of the job, for sure.
But we're far from done here.
Too true. Now, in June, Playground Games announced that Forza Horizon 5, the highly anticipated follow-up to 2018's breakout hit open-world driving game Forza Horizon 4, arrives on November 9th on Xbox consoles, Xbox Game Pass for console, PC, and cloud, and of course, Steam.
And if you're watching our Xbox YouTube channel, switch over to our Xbox Twitch channel to see all this new exclusive content.
And that is twitch.tv/Xbox for the full vroom vroom experience. And if you're already watching on Twitch or one of the Forza channels, stay right where you are.
Without further ado, Let's dive in, starting with the new custom Forza Horizon 5 controller, which is available for pre-order today, so players can have it in hand by November 9th when the standard edition of the game launches.
Cyberpunk remote controller. Cyberpunk color scheme. Screaming crowd.
Charlie here, and I'm at Playground Games with Forza Horizon creative director
Cyberpunk
Mike
haircut.
Brown and Forza Horizon art director Don Arcetta. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Hello.
How cool is this?
That is stunning. Look at that. Well, we obviously just saw a really cool video about it, and I'll be the first to say there is an amazing influence of Mexican car culture and music literally splayed right across the front. Isn't that right?
Absolutely. It just feels like it's a part of the Horizon Festival, like it's just dropped out of the game into your lap.
Absolutely.
Absolutely love it.
And there's so much we do want to show the fans, and it's been quite difficult to decide where to start. So can you maybe tell us a bit more about the game, Mike?
Sure, yeah. So Forza Horizon 5 is bringing the Horizon Festival's unique brand of fun and freedom to beautiful and vibrant Mexico. Players are going to set out across the largest, most diverse open world we've ever built in hundreds of the world's most beautiful and exciting cars.
Yeah, and people think that Mexico is just a desert or a beach, but there's so much more to it, isn't there?
That's right. Even though it does have pretty awesome beaches and a number of amazing deserts, it also has vast canyons, hidden temples, awesome, beautiful historic cities, and even a towering snow-capped volcano, the highest point we've ever had in a Horizon game.
So you've talked about how Forza Horizon 5 showcases powerful, all-new graphical features, but what more can you tell us about that?
So yeah, our Mexican HDR sky captures really illuminate the world to the point where you feel like you're really there. And thanks to the Xbox Series X and S, ray tracing is utilized in Forza Vista to really make our cars look more true to real life. You'll encounter the smallest of details as you travel throughout the world, all rendered in striking realism.
Oh, that's such an exciting overview. I cannot wait. And next up is something we know that Forza Horizon fans have definitely been waiting for the most. Mike, what exactly is that?
Yeah, that's right. We are about to reveal the cover of Forza Horizon 5, featuring the incredible Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. Should we take a look?
Let's do it, yeah.
Oh, that's the car that I have. We have the car out in the... Well, it's in storage now because our garage is getting built, so we don't have a garage for it here. So we have it in storage right now. Not the Bronco. I want the Bronco, though. I was thinking of saving up for it. It's my stream money that I make.
Now, those are two very different ways to explore Mexico. So what I want to know is why those two cars were
Mexico.
chosen and what players can expect when they get behind the wheel.
Yeah, so those differences are exactly why we chose them. The Mercedes AMG 1 marks the first time a car features Formula One hybrid technology almost one-to-one from track to the street. And with the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands, that's primed for rugged off-roading across Mexico's vast terrain.
And I'm certain people can't wait to see more of what these cars can do in the game, so I don't think we should keep them waiting any longer. Mike, can you tell us about what we're about to see next?
Yes, so in a few moments' time, we'll be kicking off a Forza Horizon 5 Let's Go stream, and everybody should check that out for a big deep dive into loads of new content and features from Forza Horizon 5. But before that, we have 8 minutes of brand new gameplay where we're going to see both the Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. And in typical Horizon fashion, we are going to see active volcanoes, cars jumping out of cargo planes, and a race in the beautiful Mexican skies all the way to the Horizon Festival. Should we check it out?
I think we should.
Jump into the horizon.
Here we take control of the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands, atop of the towering
It can't go that
snow-capped
fast.
Gran Caldera volcano.
See you on the other side!
I can guarantee you that's not how that'll drive in real life. And a Brock just broke your entire front end of your car. And you died. Good job. Follow me! Oh! Did I wake you up? Nope. I didn't even wake up Tebow.
There might be a little bit of traffic ahead. Watch out for that.
Jesus Christ.
Perhaps he's wondering why someone would shoot a man before throwing you out of a plane.
Drop zone approaching. Lovely day for a drive.
So now we see the 2020 Corvette Stingray tearing up the asphalt towards a dust storm in the Mexican farmland.
Why are there like cartel members trying to assassinate these guys by just driving out in the middle of the road in front of them? Look, there goes another one. Cartel assassination right there. Literally trying to kill this guy. Okay, dude, that plane is going down. It's gonna kill like 18 people in a Mexican village. Driving in a dirt road in your brand new fancy car. Yeah, now this really is a video game. It's a good way to get yourself killed. Car incoming. Ow. This is the scene in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Too soon, too soon! He's going in too soon! Oh! Blows up. Oh. He did.
Not even a scratch. The jungle awaits.
Porchy.
Next up is the Porsche 911 Desert Flyer, crashing through the dense jungle tree canopy.
Flamingos! Car goes straight. Car turn. did it just say Hail Satan in the song? The barrage. The barrage. Dude, you are going to blow up. I swear to God. You are flying way too close to the ground. You are way below the clearance level. You are not following in your aircraft's allotted time slot and lane. And you're also pestering these poor little Mexican farmers with their loud engine noises and driving 800 miles an hour through their protected natural wilderness. It's just crazy. It's just so upsetting and rude. Where is this?
This is the final drop. The whole festival is waiting. Go, go, go!
There we go.
What do you say? First to the festival wins? Vámonos!
And on the final leg, we have the stunning Mercedes AMG 1 at full speed across Mexico's sun-baked rocky coast.
I've never driven the AMG 190 miles an hour, but I can tell you it is pretty fun to drive. I probably wouldn't drive 200 miles an hour on a sandy road. You know, but whatever. Or through a residential street, you know. With like a resort with other people where there could be kids and stuff crossing the road. And there's just other cars ruining the desert by driving through the desert for some reason. I don't get it. Are you in first place or what? Are these cars racing you or who are these people? It's a gay game. Wow, I've never felt like I've wasted more time in my life ever, but at the same time, who needs work, right? Up with my hair. Thanks for watching, peeps. Thanks for stopping by, Sunny, Corgi, Blonde.
Well, that was absolutely incredible, and I know I for sure will never get tired of cars parachuting out of planes anytime soon. But I am going to need a minute to process all the amazing gameplay we just watched, which works out just fine because we need to welcome everyone who just is joining us right now. So for those of you who just turned up, we have just wrapped the Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream and have so much more content to cover, so please sit back and enjoy our latest episode of Forza Horizon 5 Let's Go live with Playground Games.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but okay. It just, you missed it, but it just cut back to them. They were all just standing there awkwardly, and I thought it was an accident that they accidentally just cut back in from the end to them. Anyways, thanks Sunny, Corgi, Blondie, for stopping by. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.